Hey, good morning. It is Flippin' Friday, and I am a flippin' vampire. My name's Wallace. I gotta do some stuff today. It's supposed to, flippin' rain today. It's supposed to flippin' rain. And I'm gonna go see a freaking lawyer about some bullshit. Gotta talk to this lawyer that I know. They're gonna basically, like, I'm still going through bankruptcy or whatever, and they're gonna, like, take some of my shit. And they said they weren't gonna take my shit. Now they're gonna take some of my shit. And I'm like, well, that sucks. I gotta talk to the guy, and the guy's gonna be like, "Hey, that sucks. They're gonna take your shit. That sucks, bro." I'm like, "Yeah." And I'm like, How much of my shit they're gonna take?" They're like, he's gonna be like, "I don't know. I'm gonna do what I can." I'm like, "All right, it's gonna be great." And then it's gonna rain. Like I said, it's gonna rain at like 5 o'clock tonight. So I'm gonna do everything in my power to avoid like rush hour. And I don't know if it's gonna be like a moonlit night tonight. I'm freaking tired of moonlit nights because of freaking terrible drivers and craziness. So I'm gonna do everything in my power to avoid the crazy drivers driving in the rain and me being in the rain on a bicycle. So that's what's going on today. And I'm gonna read my book. I'm addicted. I'm addicted to the new book in my series of dragons. My dragon book, my third dragon book. I'm addicted. It's an addiction. But I kind of don't like the direction the book's going because like the boyfriend of the book, the guy who's so the main character is a female. She's pretty cool, but her boyfriend's pretty cool too. He's got like all these like shadow magic, like he uses shadows and stuff like that. But the problem is he became like one of the bad guys. So now she's dating one of the bad guys, right? But he's like trying to like he's like low key trying not to be like, hey, yeah. He's kind of like me in a way, like um he's like dating her and stuff, and he's just like, hey, yeah, so I'm kind of like one of these bad guy dudes. I'm like, and she's like, well, do you still love me? And he's like, yeah, but I'm like one of those dark magic dudes now, and I've got like these like the not to talk about the books. Like the guys are basically like vampires, like the bad guys in the book. They're basically, but they drain their magic from the ground and from like magical sources. So they're the bad guys, the antagonists. One like the main antagonists. Like there's drama and political stuff, but I don't want to say that vampires are antagonists, but it's like I've had that talk with like maybe not firsthand. Like I'm not like I've never like talked to. I'll admit this. I've never talked to a girl and be like, hey, we can't hang out or whatever, or we can't date because I'm a vampire. I've never said that, but I've communicated and non-verbally and stuff like that. That the difficulty that I am a vampire. Like hell, I made these videos talking about how it's like having a second creature inside of me, a second person. So, anyways, I don't. I mean, I've got nothing against the boyfriend in the book being turning into a like a I want to say like a, a not he's like not a vampire. But like he's doing he's the first thing he's doing. He's just like, I gotta find a cure for this shit. I gotta find a cure. I don't want to be like these assholes over here. and she's all like super happy and like more attracted to him and stuff like that. And but he's like, nah, man, there's gotta be a cure for this shit. So, anyways, I think the only reason why I don't like it is that it kind of reminds me about being a vampire, but like being a vampire, but like in a negative sense. Like, I think if I was reading a book and the vampires were all like antagonists or whatever, and it's also kind of bothers me because you ever read something and it's like you come to a realization, they're like, wait a second, these guys are like almost like vampires, but like it bothers you because they're like, why are the like just say they're freaking vampires, right? And also it's like, I don't know. It's like, you ever been made fun of by people for so long, and then like one day, like something like you catch on to them like making fun of you, and then like you start to notice it, and you're like, wait a second. I think that's why I'm bothered about this, where my book is going. Let's just keep it to what's important. Let's keep it to the dragons. We got romance, we got sex, we got politics, we got dragons, we got. But no, it is going in a different direction. And the bird dragons, or the bird lions, half bird, half lions, the griffins. They're just being completely ignored right now. Like we have a whole species. Like you could talk about that all day. I know, maybe not exciting as fucking these different kind of vampire evil dudes and dragons, but let's be honest. You gotta show some love to the griffins and the griffin guys, the griffin people, the griffin girls. Like those people. They're just like they've got a lot of character. They're not as strong as everybody else, but they're still cool. But no, they don't get any attention anymore. It's all about these freaking wannabe vampire dudes that are just stupid. And that's what bothers me too. They're like, you become one of these vampire dudes. I'm calling them vampire dudes. They're not vampires, but like over time, it's like a sickness, and then become like more powerful, but they become like brainless and stupid and just like zombies. And I'm just like this. I know the author is not talking about vampires, but it's like it's starting to like I'm starting to get offended over here. Like, okay, so they suck power from the ground and magical sources. Okay, they 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 get like the way they look. Uh, I know I'm making a thing out of nothing, but it's not nothing because it's affecting my enjoyment of the book, my dragons. Thinking about starting another dragon book, but I wouldn't do that until the series is completed. Anyways, I got like a few hours until I can beat with that lawyer. I'm gonna go probably to a coffee shop, chill for a bit, but I really don't feel like being around people. But we'll see what happens. Alright, y'all. Appreciate y'all for watching. And let me get going. Alright, have a good day, y'all. Happy Friday.